All right, what's up? What's up? It's Crystal Clear here with Rap98.com, #1 in hip hop, R&B, and independent music. So today is October 26th, Topic 66, and we got the lovely Miss Vanessa Ham. Hi. Say hi, Vanessa. So everybody, when she first got here, she was like, everybody's been wondering, how can I see it? Can I hear it? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's gonna be live on Facebook, so they can actually see you, and also can hear you on our online station very soon when our producer gets everything set up. But we're coming to you live right now, so you can see us. And today we're going to talk about Miss Ham. And she's doing a lot of things that I thought was pretty interesting, because I always want to spotlight when people are doing things in the arts for a living, because we always have this idea that, you know, you can't do that, but evidently you can, because here she is, hailing from Decatur, Georgia.
Decatur, yeah.
Right.
Atlanta. It's all the
same thing. I was like, is that like a suburb of Atlanta?
It's like literally right next door to Atlanta. I can get to Atlanta in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's super close.
Okay. So do you ever run into like celebrities, like a lot in Atlanta? I'm just asking.
It really just depends on where you are. Now, if you go to Lenox Mall, it's like you see everybody.
Lamborghini doors and the cars roll up.
The works. And I just stand there with my little Honda CR-V, like, you know, this is cute. I'm gonna get one day. But yeah, that's really where you see them.
Okay. All right. So one thing, I know we met through a former student of mine, which is your cousin, Fred Henderson. Right. And Fred is interesting.
Fred is Fred.
Right. Fred is no hold bars. He
is
very much. Like, I remember one time, just kind of seeing how we met, like, parked, like, I'm just getting in my car, boom, I'm off. Next day, he said, Miss Johnson, my dad told me to tell you.
Oh, no.
And I was like, he started, like, you know, he's tall, Fred's tall, I'm 5'2". So imagine, you know, this tall kid, like, jolly, too big and jolly, and muscular, just, you know, all he's like, he's towering over me, says, Miss Johnson, my dad told me to tell you something. I'm like, okay, you're trying to figure out where it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. He was like, tell your teacher she's too pretty to be bopping the car like she weighed 500 pounds and just bopping the car. That's what you mean. We watched you just get the car, boom, and just roll by like. And I was just like, why? What? We was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know that wasn't cute at all, Miss John. That was not cute. You need to get together. And I was like, and he just walked out like it was okay. All right, so hi. Now we're actually online. So what's up? It's Crystal Clear here at Rap98.com, #1 in R&B, hip hop, and independent music. And on there, October 26th, Topic 66, we have a lovely Miss Vanessa Ham.
Hi.
And she is here to tell her story, tell why she's in Memphis and what she's doing in the arts. Hailing from Decatur, Georgia, Vanessa Ham is an entrepreneur, engineer, producer, and creative director who partners with artists, executives, and other to aid with their innovative visions. After spending over a decade singing, and we're gonna ask you to sing, so you know that you'll put it in here, it's gonna come out. And a decade, not a day, not to a month, not a year, that's 10 for those who don't know what decade means. Decade singing, Vanessa found her new love for engineering and business at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. Wow. After graduating and receiving her dual degree, Vanessa started her own engineering and production company, Road 3, as well as co-owning a networking community-based company called ATL Voices. While working for others, Vanessa has released her own project, I'm Made in America, and is currently filming a mini documentary dedicated to her slain cousin, Sergeant Calvin Wilhite Jr. All right, so guys, the number is 706-901-9727. Again, the number is 706-901-RAP. That's WRP, like rap. It's the rap. All right, so I'm gonna get into the questions with Miss Ham. So based on like, I always start with like where you come from, your background, because I believe that our background kind of shapes our mindset, how we think and how we see the world, ourselves in it. So how would you say that your background and your parents or your community, or maybe just the education you received from those things, how did it inspire you to be the person you are today?
I would definitely say my environment, my community is a big part of who I am. Just based off the family is really the biggest thing. So they are I don't want to be corny and say striving force, but they really are. They're my biggest support system. So they've helped mold me to the person that I am today. I hope I'm doing it right. But I mean, you know, it's just that good environment. Of course, you know, it's not going to be 100%, you know, peaches and cream roses, but you know, you just try to make the best out of your situation, and I definitely think that's what my parents did, and that's what I continue to try to do.
Okay, all right. So, what is your connection to Memphis? No, on the we were talking on offline, but on Facebook online about how we connected through a former student of mine. But tell us how you're connected to Memphis.
My family was actually raised in Memphis.
Wow.
So it's my mom and my 3 aunts. All of them were born and raised in Memphis.
What part of Memphis?
See, that's where you're a little tricky.
Freaking now, see that line, but if you fine line between certain areas,
I don't really know. You know, the areas get blurred for me because I'm just like, where are we going? Just drive, get there, go. But really all over Memphis. Now they're all scattered.
Yeah.
And some of them are now in Alabama and Texas. No, but look, we all come back, so it's not even, it's like we never there.
And I always say it's weird. I think all roads somehow leads to South and definitely through Memphis. Like everyone I know has family. Like how could you have family?
Like we might be cousins.
Right. You never know. Like, what's your last name? And what's your
who married who in your family?
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cousins. Okay.
Before you get cute on me.
You'll have surgery. And surgery is not always guaranteed that you'll have your voice back. They could snip something incorrectly and your voice be completely gone. So I went through speech therapy and all of that, but I just decided I don't want to put myself through this pain anymore because it hurt for a while. And then that's when it switched over to business and engineering.
Okay. So, wow, hold up. Let's go back to the nodules. So, okay, I'm on there like...
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Like,
what?
That's like a single
I think
person.
a nodule.
Uh-huh.
So, how you get the nodules, girl? How you get them? I'm singing too. I gotta be singing.
It's
I can't sing. I knew I could sing all this time. It was a nodule stopping me.
They took it away. They took it away. It was. They say it's a lot of different things that could occur, but it's really just the misuse of them. So that could come.
So we can misuse our voices.
Yeah. Definitely.
Once again, I knew it wasn't me. The nodules and the misusing of my voice, my mom yelling at me. It's all. It knew it was not it. I think I can sing. But we'll go over there later. Yeah. Okay. When did take over the whole show? My voice, I be like,
yeah, no, gotta get you to sing.
No, you just joking. All right, so. Okay, this is a question I kind of segued into it earlier, and I kind of covered it over there earlier. So you actually do this for a living? That's what you do?
Yes.
How do you do it?
So it's a lot of different avenues. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. So I am engineering, so essentially I'm freelance. That's like my main source of how I get my income. But you also have different things. So I'm going back into engineering. So I'm going to start doing live sound for restaurants again. So that's
live sound
for restaurants.
So what that mean? You talking in?
Okay, so like when there's a band. When there's like a band at like a restaurant that's playing, they have the mics and all that kind of stuff. I'm the one who's controlling like the mics. What he's doing right now, that's what I would be doing at a restaurant.
So it's a job for that.
Yeah.
So people, if you did not know, we don't.
Look, we don't know.
But we don't know. When you go to school, they don't be like, you can be an engineer at the club. Yeah. They ain't nowhere on here. Like I would chose that. At the club, sign me up. So I like to just expose people that there are so many avenues of making money and doing something that you actually enjoy. And most of our children don't hear those stories. They think I be ABC. If I hear one more rapper, one more football player, I mean, it's so many more jobs. Like you're saying that pay probably way more money, and less mess to deal with, and you can enjoy your life and see something you love. So I asked it because I want people to hear that our young people know that it's something else out there. So go on, how you do what you do again? Repeat it.
Okay, so live sound. So and also I'm just doing it on a smaller scale. So you know how they do it at concerts for your performers. Essentially, that's the same thing, except I'm just doing it on a way smaller scale. Like put that in 1/16. That's me right there.
But you could actually have the possibility of doing like concerts larger.
Yeah.
And meeting people.
Yeah. But
they're out there.
There's also a little tip people don't know. You can be a live sound engineer, which means so say I am the live sound engineer for Beyonce say. She pays me a salary. So, but that also means whenever she goes on tour, I have to go with her.
I gotta go, Beyonce. I gotta go. I got to go, Mom. I gotta go. Keep going.
Yeah, so that's essentially what it is when you're a salary engineer.
So look this up, people. Live sound engineer. If you hadn't heard, I had never heard of it until today. I knew that. I knew
I say he's right there.
But I didn't know what he was called.
Just forgetting him.
I knew he was there.
He's not
but
here.
I didn't know what they called him. Like my point, I'm so called educated, but I still didn't know. Like, you can't assume. That's that guy over there with the music. He a DJ. When you go online, DJ is not job description, and you confused. So we know these words. These very words are very important for us to know. So we can look up the right information, educate, and know what we can do. No, because I won't be that guy that back there. I want the live sound. Look that up, people. Look it up. See if you're interested. I mean, just look up the idea and constantly see what the criteria to get it. And going back there, what is the criteria of live sound?
It's really just
degree. You have to have the degree, get that experience.
Sometimes not necessarily. It just depends on where you're looking. So some places, they'll hire you on, they'll train you, maybe from already a staff engineer at that venue. So it just depends. Or sometimes you have to have a criteria, you have to have a resume, you have to have a background in it. So it just depends on the location. Like where I'm going to start, I was hired through a friend of a friend, but they knew my capabilities because they knew I went to school for it. So it's not like I'm just jumping in blindly.
Right.
And it's not like I don't have any experience. It's just they weren't looking for as detailed experience, so to speak.
Okay. And what I'm hearing is that it's also about who you know, making those connections.
Of course, that's with any occupation or relationship or whatever job you have. It's really about who you know, and of course, it's cliche, but really that person who you know could be that recommendation for you. And if that recommendation comes from a highly qualified person who has a lot of faith in you, then that could very well get you that job.
Okay, so it's something very important for us to know. It's about the rapport, the relationships with people, and also, and sometimes college is that what it is. It's not simply just going there and meeting people and being in the right environment. Like I always tell people, people don't go to Harvard because it's a great education, don't get me wrong, but I'm sure it's not any better than just University of Michigan.
Exactly.
But it's about who you're meeting. It's like who you're going to meet at Spelman. I'm sure all the blacks there send their kids to Spelman or to Morehouse. So really it's more about who you're meeting. And I was joking earlier about I wish I went to black school, but looking back at it, I wish I would have made the investment and not been afraid of the laws or the debt. I got debt anyway. I had debt, probably had a better job, or you never know because about the connections you're making and really you're investing, like you said, in who you're meeting. So really, I think college is more about a social thing. Education is not demeaning it whatsoever. But we all know that it's really about who you know sometimes. Exactly. And they can get you in the door and what you know keeps you there. Yeah. So having skills maybe, but basically definitely who you know. All right. Now what else do you do for a living? I won't cut you off. No live sound engineer.
Oh no, you're fine.
Okay. You got so many on your resume, right? You're like, okay, she got this. I don't miss nothing.
You know what? It's really about, and to have all of those titles. It's really about doing your homework on those and doing your homework about whatever industry you're planning to be in. Because
hear that, do your homework.
Because as of now, I'm labeling myself as an engineer. If I apply myself and learn the next trade in my industry, because you always need to learn multiple trades in that industry,
stay relevant.
I could very well be a publisher tomorrow. I could very well be a publisher, get publishing amount or publishing royalties. I could very well put my name on a songwriter's.
Right.
I could have a songwriter catalog tomorrow and have royalties and points and percentages from that. So you just have to make sure that whatever industry that you're going into, granted you might have a lot of titles, but that's better for you. Because I could be engineering today, but like I said, I could be a publisher tomorrow. I could be a songwriter tomorrow, and I need to know about those things. So it's very important. So all the people who are in the music business, quote unquote, I would definitely recommend a book. We all had to read it in school, and it's probably still the #1 best-selling music book. It's All You Need to Know About the Music Business. He laughed at me because he knows. And really, it's really a breakdown about points. aka percentages. So some people call it points, some people call it percentages, and that's a really big thing that people don't take into account. A percentage can make or break you, to be honest.
When you say percentages, explain that, like in how you remember royalties, or remember what you mean.
So let me see. So essentially, if you are doing percentages, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. So say I have a hit song, and it doesn't even have to be a hit song, but we're just going to use a hit song for example.
Right.
And so I wrote, or I'm going to receive a percentage of 50%. My percentage has to equal up to 100%. For everybody on who works on the project, it has to equal 100. Now, if I can't pay my producer, but I want to give him a piece of a percentage of that 100, right, I still have my 50. I can give him like 6. Now, granted, but like I said, people call points percentages, points. Okay. It just depends on who you're talking to. Okay. But like I said, those can be very important. They're very vital. It's not going to diminish you as a songwriter or anything like that, depending upon how many you have. Mm-hmm. It just determines, like, really how much cash you're going to get.
Right, that's what we all look for.
Exactly. And now that some people don't have money up front, they willingly offer percentage. They willingly offer points. Because that could very well be that big form of payment.
Right.
And you never know if that song will be super duper big or if it doesn't go there. But at least you have that percentage, or you have that credit.
So they may pretty much invest in, like, I hope I know my son gonna go high, so I'm gonna go take that percentage over the money. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So you said you have a company called Row 3. Mm-hmm. How did that start?
So really I was just frustrated, when you graduate and it's like, okay, I have to find a job.
Yeah.
I have to find a job.
Oh, that frustration.
I have to find a job. That's really what it is. And I knew I wanted to start a company, but my family pushed me into the deep end. They were like, just do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's amazing. Wow.
Okay. And so, I was trying to figure out names for a good week. I had over 100 name options. And it just came together. It was like, I'm a creative person. Okay. Production, check. I went to school for the technicality, engineering, check. I'm good at business, check. Let's start a business for production and engineering, check.
Okay. And where did the name Row 3 come from?
All right, so I've been waiting for somebody to ask me this question. It's not going to be long, I promise. So basically, even though my parents knew that I was a girl, my mom wanted to name me Roosevelt after my father. And my father is a junior, so I would have been number 3. My father was like, "No, we're not doing that. we gonna give her a regular name. We gonna give her Vanessa." But through that, I'm super close with my father. We're like this. So my father's nickname growing up and in college was Row. Okay. And so because I was supposed to be the 3rd, that's where 3 came from. So we got Row 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is so cool. Dad, you did an awesome job.
Yeah.
All right. So
thank you.
The applause going on. See, our living live sound engineer is on point. In case you didn't know, you're listening, got the cues in and everything. So what projects have you done with Row 3 so far? How long has it been in existence?
It's been in existence for about 1.5 years now. Okay. So really, I freelance. So whatever people projects so far have been Made in America, which debuted my film for last year, and the mini documentary coming up, and which I'm hoping to be released in sometime next April.
Next April. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what spawned the idea of the I Made in America documentary? I did went online, saw one of the poets from Atlanta, and just saw how just what was going on with. So what spawned that? You say I'm just gonna find some poets, or what was
It was a lot of frustration. It was.
Everything started with frustration.
It was really centered around. My first thought was Black men. Because there were a lot of, tragedies happening with Black men in America.
Yes.
And I'm surrounded by Black men in my family. I have a lot of male cousins. I am about to have a nephew. I have a godson.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Like I'm pretty.
Yeah, you're
And I have, my father, who, like I said before, I'm super close with, and I know that I would lose it, if something else were to happen, especially to them. So it was really, I'm a creative person, but I'm a behind the scenes type of person.
Right.
So I was like, how can I get this message out, without me having to do it, quote unquote, being in front of the camera, so to speak. And how can I just get that message across creatively in the arts? And so I knew a poet, and he was like, okay, cool, let me ask some people. And he's like, everybody's down. And then I had some recommendations from other people. So it was a lot of yeses and a lot of nos. But I ended up going with the 4 that are up on my YouTube channel. And I love them. They're great.
It was very oh my gosh, there's a lot to live
yeah. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find myself getting wrapped up in it, especially all the emotions surrounding it. But I'm like, you know what, detach for a bit, just breathe, and you'll be okay. This was the purpose. This was the purpose to have these emotions being brought up so people could see, this is how we feel. This is how we feel about being Black in America, but yet being made in America. So, yeah.
So how do you feel about being Black in America?
Ooh.
Other than frustrated.
Ooh. It really depends on the day. I'm not going to lie to you. It really depends on the day.
So you can be like, I have had days. So.
Look, some days girl, look, you can say nothing to me because I'm Black. Come look at me. Come back. I'm basking. Today's just not a good day. It's not a good day. Yeah, it's not a good day. Especially when you see the stuff going on. And it's just today's not a good day. So,
and that's a good segue to what we talked about in Hall about your cousin. Mm-hmm. And you do a documentary about, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a TV news watching person, because it just makes you so afraid. I just take I'd rather read about it than I can just choose what I read. But you said your cousin was on Beale Street defending his girlfriend
or fiance,
and slain, and I didn't know it was what was that again? I'm sorry, we had a technical glitch. All right, let me repeat that question.
Okay.
When did that happen?
That happened May 24th, 2015.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You're doing a documentary. Just tell us a little bit about the documentary you're doing about your cousin, Sergeant Calvin Wilhite Jr., and why you thought this story needed to be shown to the community.
I think it's needed. I think that with any good city, there is always bad. It's, there has to be. And I've grown up here all of my life. 90% of my family is here. So for me, it was, having this one ideal of a city that helped raise me in a sense. And then something like that happened. Yeah. And your world changes, your view changes. So for me, it was just, I don't want to portray the city of Memphis in a negative light. That's definitely not my goal. However, I do want people to realize when people are affected by the actions that you have.
Yes.
Families are affected, friends are affected. Everybody's affected, whether you know that person or not, because now you have some kind of conscience in your mind, wow, that could be me, and that changes your life. So for me, it was, I just want to make people aware. Stop and think about what you're doing before you do it. Because it changes lives on both ends. For yours and the person, who's been slain, whoever was slain. It changes the lives of everybody. So that was the goal.
And so you said you're in town shooting that now. So you're in town now?
Yes. Yes.
You'll be here till next Tuesday, you said?
Mm-hmm. I'll be here till Tuesday evening.
That's a lot of shooting.
That is a lot of shooting. a lot of shooting.
That's because I know yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, it's 5 days.
Okay, I'll make sure I can know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 5 days worth of shooting. But if you break it down into chunks, then it's not so overwhelming.
Okay. The other thing about the emotional, the impact of what you're talking about, and then having to interview people, and then in a short amount of time, and then it'll be your family. How that can be kind of
overwhelming
thing.
Yeah.
You know, if it was somebody I didn't know, it's one thing.
But it's me.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And I definitely have to check myself a lot of the times. Yeah. Especially when just talking about him, I have to check myself. So I don't want to make it seem like, you know, it's not something that I want to experience. Because, I mean, of course I experienced it. It happened. Right. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can with trying to get this done. I don't want it to be a sob fest for me, because that happens. But I want to make sure, at least for the other families that are, you know, taking part in this, I don't want to be that visual of a breakdown. Yeah. And then, you know, it kind of, you know, it's a trickle down effect. So I want to make sure that, you know, I'm at least, you know, some kind of strong solace while we're trying to get this done.
Okay. And I think it will be like a highlight, maybe be a release and get them to tell their story. Because sometimes telling your story just sit there alone, knowing that this happened and that it's not a secret we swept in the rug. Yeah, be aware of it, and so we can kind of combat it and not happen again.
Definitely.
So definitely. I really applaud you for that. Cause I mean, first of all, a lot of people don't know about a lot of things going on. Yeah. And I think that is the role of an artist, to share with the world the small, little things that are important to each of us, that because connects us, that we may not know about. No small thing, and you know, it may be a small, it may be terrible or not, or even a good thing. It can connect us and realize that we're more alike than different. Everybody's in their own family. Definitely. Everyone loves someone and connect to someone. Everyone, you know, wants the best for their loved ones. So definitely. I think we can all connect on that. I wish you the best of luck with the documentary in 5 days. This woman is 5 days.
Yes, that's why I made it mini. I'm like, y'all not about to get me out here with the hour-long documentary. I gotta shoot it in 5 days. Y'all not about to trick me.
Okay, so can I wrap it up a little bit? I want to ask you a couple questions. I always ask my guests. Like, what books do you read? What books that, because I mean, you're doing great things. I'm like, what are you, if you're doing great things, what are you feeding your brain? What are you feeding your soul that can maybe inspire me or even our listeners?
So of course, I'm a sap. So I have a little bit of romance in there on my Kindle. Uh-oh. I got a Kindle. So you know, it's like instant. But I'm starting to read The Year of the Yes.
I heard about that book. I've been hearing about it. Now you at the second person.
And then I'm reading a book, I think it's called Ask Gary V. It's by Gary V. It's this entrepreneur, and he's super vocal. But it's very appreciated to see.
Okay. So it's called
Ask Gary V, I believe. But if it's his latest book, and his name is Gary V. It's VEE.
Okay.
But he's a serial entrepreneur. So
a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you too can be that serial.
And he has this set goal. And it's just amazing to see however many businesses he starts, he's literally pushing towards that set goal. So yeah, it's that's definitely another book.
Okay, so The Year of the Yes, which I've heard a lot of people talk about now, and then I gotta buy it 3 times. It's like my third time, the third time I heard it, and then Ask by Gary V. Okay, and are there any quotes or words that I know some people have mantras, you know, where I say to myself, and I'm like having one of those moments where, you know, are there any mantras or quotes you say to yourself to get yourself back on track, to get yourself back grounded when maybe things get too overwhelming and you try to keep going? Because I know a lot of us do a lot of things out here, and sometimes it gets like overwhelming. You get like your own pep talks, like, you know. So what words do you say to yourself? Is it Bible verses? Is it just something that you say to yourself, like a little, I can do it, yes I can? Just what words do you speak to yourself to inspire yourself to move on?
Breathe. That's in Miss Montgomery.
Yeah.
I was at her house filming.
Wonderful.
Amazing. I was filming for I Made in America coming up for next year, and I was recording her, and I started to get kind of frantic. Like I was moving, not frantic in a bad way, but just I was moving, but I wasn't thinking about my movements. Like, so I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but none of it's really making sense. And I wanted to make sure that I got to your workshop, which happens the first Saturday of every month, right? Hey. But I was like, I gotta get there. Like, I really want to be Miss Crystal, and I really just want to like bask in the ambiance. Because when I come to Memphis, it's all about family for me. So I'm like all up on them, like, what you doing? What you doing? You gotta go to work. Oh,
Yeah.
can I take you to work? Like, what you doing? You know, like, so for me, like, outside of my family, it's kind of like, okay, you know, like, what am I going to do? Who am I going to see?
Right.
And so when you invited me to that, I was like, oh, okay.
And thank you for coming too.
Anytime. I love things like that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And like I said, you know, I was trying to hurry, and I was making movements that didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was making movements that didn't connect enough to make sense.
I like how you said that.
And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, breathe. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then it was like literally slow motion, like put it here, break it down, put it in the bag, put it here, break. It was like that's all you needed to do.
Right.
And I find myself getting worked up, especially when it comes to these, not because of the people, but because of my expectations.
Yeah.
And or like, oh, I got a timeline, I gotta stick to this timeline, I can't go past that timeline. And if I do, that's when it's like, okay, movements not making sense.
Right. Just
breathe,
get done.
makes sense.
I love that. So it's good so Tuesday the word was rest.
Yeah.
And today the word is breathe. And I just think it's how, you know, how the universe works in the mysterious ways and brings people into your space without knowing it. But I got rest on Tuesday and I got to breathe today, which are both kind of in the same family. So I think that's interesting. Like, so out first you got to get some rest. When you're resting, breathe. All right. Because I mean, I just like when people who are doing things and busy tell me things that, because I think everyone can find something to connect with that helps them get to their goal even better when you have the right tools or the right strategies. And then especially get those for people who are actually doing it, not people who are not doing it. All right. So how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Okay.
Keep up with you, know what you're doing, and just follow you.
Okay, so quick plug.
There you go.
If you are a artist in Memphis, I need you to send me your music. I need music for my mini documentary. And I want authentic Memphis music. I don't want to get, because you know how it is, like, I don't want to get Atlanta artist music and put it in my documentary when this is about Memphis. And I know Memphis music. So, look. Don't even get she really broke it down. But, you know, so, okay, so I'll give you that email. So that email is V, like as in Victor, H as in Hector, at TheRow and the number 3. Again, that, .com.
Like, oh,
yeah, I was like, hold on, gotta put that in. So again, it's V as in Victor, H as in Hector, at TheRow. .com. That's my email. Lowercase, you're not gonna get it. And then so all of my social media is the same. It is the official Row 3. So especially how you spell it out.
The official Row 3.
You want to know why I did that? Because somebody took Row 3.
You lying?
I'm not kidding. Somebody had it, and I was like, so what am I supposed to do now? Because
I'm done this one, then, boo.
I need the name. So, so on all platforms, it's the official Row 3. And I'm more active on Instagram, but that'll soon change because I got a lot of stuff coming for y'all. And that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, SoundCloud. I will be putting out podcasts soon, so definitely listen out for that. Vimeo, basically everything. The official Row 3, and that's the number 3. Don't spell out 3. So, yeah.
Can I post it to Facebook post? So it's VH at TheRow3.com, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And she's looking for Memphis, not real Memphis, not transplants.
Real. When I say real,
if the hi-hat ain't in there,
look. If it don't sound right,
if the beat ain't right,
look. If I don't get a small sense of Project Pat, I don't want to hear it.
And yo got it, you know what I'm saying?
Just a little bit. It ain't gotta be the whole thing. Just a little bit. But definitely send me your material because, like I said, I want to put Memphis artist
Yes,
material
yes.
in my mini documentary. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't.
And you gotta get Bree of, rapmania.com.
Mm-hmm.
She's here. She's the,
Hey,
How she-
don't
she-
look. Don't. He like I'm a play a little bit.
Right.
I'm a ease it on in
Easy
there.
on in there.
Right.
Plug it in.
You see y'all over here, y'all scheming behind. Y'all are scheming behind these lights.
But yes, so thank you again for coming on the show.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping by on your busy 5-day schedule, and I really appreciate you stopping by and
Thank you so much.
doing and sharing with us. And I do want you to sing, but I ain't gonna act no.
But don't make that face.
But you don't have to. I just decades. I was like, I want to hear something. I want to see this better than my singing.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go first, and then I'll go.
Well, on that note, we go ahead and wrap up the show. We ain't here for that. Ain't we here for? I gotta keep my goal is to interview for that stand. So we're gonna roll in the show. But thank you. That's how you shut me up real quick. That's how you work. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Vanessa Ham on Topic 6 on October 26th with Rapping.com. He's crystal clear here. And before I go, okay, I gotta do my promotion. I forgot. Like they pay the bills. All right. So we got right here our very own 3 B Leaders host, Pastor Charlie Caswell. Union Grove Baptist Church presents the 7 p.m. Storm Summit. It's going to be Saturday, November 4 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be a Bible study. It's going to be community leaders, police, we care training, 3 leader asset-based community development, pretty much talking about how the community can take care of itself. Last storm we had back in May 27th or May 26th, terrible storm. We had a little mini tornado come through here. They say sideways winds, whatever. I saw it. I saw that joint. Tornado come through here. We had trees everywhere. People were without power for like almost a month. And one thing that this church did, they went out in the community. They actually got their grill and started cooking food and fed 5,000 people? 6,000 people. Like the real store, the bread, the loaves, the fish. Yeah. They happy here. They turned some bread and fish into like a meal for the whole community. So
6,000 fish plates.
Who says it can't be done? There you go. And everybody eating. We love some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So come and support the 7 p.m. Storm Summit Saturday, November 4 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Union Grove Baptist Church, 2285 Fraser Boulevard with Reverend Pastor Charlie Caswell. And second, we have the Word of Life 7-day Adventist Church presents the 8th annual basketball extravaganza Saturday night, October 28th. It's this Saturday night at 7 p.m. Games, food, and fun for all ages. And this looks like to be, oh no, don't let me say the F word. It's not. All right, so admission is $1, but it's very affordable. And I believe this money goes to the church, so you can't help that. $1 for ages 3 and 10, come on. And $2 for ages 11 and up. That's great for the family. So under like 10 bucks, everyone can go. All right, they'll have children's obstacle course, men to win game, 3-point shootout, half-court shootout, cash prizes, people, for the kids and the adults. So come out, support your local church, and Word of Life 7-day Adventist Church. It's going to be on 3389 Dawn Drive. Again, it's 3389 Dawn Drive. All right, so that's our show. And I want to thank you all for watching on Facebook. That's Vanessa, that's me. We're both beautiful black women, so don't be confused. And you can get to her at vh@theroad.com. Again, vh@theroad.com.
TheRoad3.com.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
vh@theroad3.com. Let me get that right. And if you're this musician, please get at her. She's here for 5 days. Contact her in the email so you can be in the documentary she's doing, guys. All right, so I wish you have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in. Rapmania.com, crystal clear here for the #1 hip hop, R&B, and independent music. Good night, y'all. Sure. Oh, Lord, here we go. Look,
it's that one song, that one I was like, come on.
So if I can get a you know it. So what you need that poster right there? We got a better poster today. It's crispy.
No.
Thick. The other one had that little corner that was.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, so